HamCraft, welcome back. Let's go. So today, I think we've got what will be kind of the basis, the foundation for some future projects. I was thinking that there's basically like three kind of earthwork terraforming type things that I want to get done. I know I was talking about base up in the mesa on the hills there, and I think I finally have an idea. If we swing into free cam, not coordinates, there we go. So we've got this kind of cutout here. And I think if I build out the mesa a little bit more here, maybe kick it a little higher, a little taller, and then I can work in like a one face of a building, or maybe it's a walled-in village kind of thing, like built into the mesa, probably out of like some white blocks, blue highlights, something like that. Then that'll provide a little bit of pop and also blend in with the surroundings nicely. So I've got some mesa work to do to set us up to get all that in. And then also over at Spawn, I talked about wanting to kind of fill in a lot of this cove to provide more area for other shops, so we can work on that. And then from the beginning, I wanted to do this kind of cave covey thing happening over here, back where my starter hole is. So I got to work on that one as well. And while we're at it, I think, I need to get the armor geared up a little bit. And Watt was kind enough to drop off some wings for me the other day when I was complaining that I couldn't find any in any of the cities that I had been to. So now that I have wings, gotta go get the backup pair. So I'm gonna have to be doing that as well, and kind of finish getting all the basics of getting ready. Now that we have the gunpowder farm operating, we can go into the nether and finish off the netherite armor, all that kind of fun stuff. So I might be able to get a few clips here and there of some of that going on, but it's not a whole lot of exciting stuff. Just gonna be building some dirt, basically. But hopefully, with the cave, at least we can play around with that one and try to find some things to make it look good. I think one thing that might help us move around a little dirt up top is a beacon. So let's go ahead and knock that out. We'll give him a few friends to play with too. Back it up a little bit. I know I think there's like a setup to do this in the end, but it's just so much more fun to do it in a cave. And I found a bunch of diamonds on the way down here. Whoa, they're putting in the work. Look at them go. Well, they're dead already, but they did a real good job. Now we can get something here and hopefully finish it off pretty quickly. Without dying, maybe would be nice. Are we gonna live? Ooh, we got some pumpkin seeds. All that's left of our little helper. I could drink some milk, I guess. We'll stop this damage from picking away at us. There we go. And let's eat up too. All right, did we get our we got the nether star. There it is. Well, sweet. Oh, some flowers. And found us some redstone too. Yeah, 30 diamonds just digging our way over here in the cave. So I do like a good cave wither. Always a fun thing to do. Time for an update. I feel like I need a sound effect for that. It's time for an update. Okay, so here we go. We're like halfway done with all of our expansion projects, and you can see them all from right here. We've got the cove, not a cove. I don't know. Expanded mesa happening on these wings up here. The two chunks that look weird. That one and this one over here extended out, and then our underground starter base over on spawn, and a whole lot more dirt over there. Let's go look at it. Of course, I have not done the sides yet, so we're gonna have to go down into the water and actually make it look good. But first, I need to see if this is actually how big we want to make it. Because I don't want to build all these cliffs down into the water and then go back and need to do it all again because I should have made it 5 blocks bigger or whatever. Um, Let's see. I like it on this side. This lighthouse thing kind of gives it a point to stand out on, as opposed to just taking this expansion all the way to the edge. On this side, I guess we could kick it out a little bit farther. There's not really any point in leaving this little nub here, so we might as well kick it out another 2 blocks and then swing it around. Probably makes sense. Lost my flight. Let me go take a look over here from above. Yeah, I think we'll do that. I'll go ahead and kick it out two more blocks, 3 more blocks, whatever that is, and just to the corner here, and then we'll keep this side where we taper into the lighthouse the same. Now I got a lot of this dirt from right over here, kind of flattened out a bunch of the mini hills here, and I was thinking this would be a good spot for like mini games area over here. I don't have any plans at the moment, but if I did, this is where I'd put them. Um, Lots of flat area, some hills that people can play with, or flatten out if they need to get rid of it and make more space. You know, future potential ideas. But let's stick to the topic, one thing at a time, or 3 things are all terraforming projects. Underneath here, again, like halfway done. Uh-oh, restarting in 5 minutes. That's fine. If this is still going in 5 minutes, I've been talking too much. Gotta finish the ceiling here. We don't want it just flat. It's got to curve in, kind of look like a cave, and probably, stick this, clear out this, have it go water all the way to the back a little bit, and then get moss and plants, maybe make it a little darker, flowers, vines, all that kind of green stuff. And then up here in the mesa, I think this is going to work out nicely. We can just slat our wall kind of straight across here. Maybe I need to make this mountain stick out a little bit farther, but it got weirdly skinny. Trying to make it so tall, and kind of looks a little awkward if you're looking at it from above. But from the sides, I think it looks halfway decent. Because you can't really tell that it's like, even from the front, not too bad. I guess, I don't know. It's going to have to be what it is, because I'm not really going to go back and make it any thicker at this point. And I think it fits nicely with what we've got, including this little nub out here. Might try to work in a few more colored blocks. And of course, I didn't really worry about finishing these sides of it yet, because they're going to tie into our build somehow. So we'll go back and do that later. There is one more thing I wanted to look at or show y'all through here. Of course, we are all hollow on the inside. This is where I got a lot of this terracotta from. But down here, I might have to hop into free cam to really show you the extent of what's going on. So I tried to jump down here to start lighting it up, and this was about as far as I got. I did end up diving all the way in. Oh, I'm such a great shot with this bow, like an expert here. And then I flew out right away because there's a little bit of a situation. Let's hop into free cam just so we can look at what's happening here. There are, of course, some mobs that have spawned because it's one of the few dark places left around here. I did a lot of caving, and all the zombies seem to be holding things. You can see they are not going anywhere. Lots of eggs, because there's a bunch of chickens down here. There's the armadillos, so lots of scoots or whatever they all, or whatever they drop. I don't know. But if we look over here, we see that there are like a million zombies that have all picked up the eggs and other goodies. Yeah. So I dropped down, jumped down here, like hit one zombie, And then all of them came pouring down at me. I'm gonna clear it out. So let's see how that goes. Well, there we go. I don't know what the final count of the zombies was, but it was a lot. We ended up with 3.5 stacks of flesh, a bunch of fun copper armor pieces, a stack of the armadillo scoots. Yeah, over a stack. There we go, stack and a half. A lot of random items. Dirt? No, okay. I think that was my dirt. But the rest of it, from all of our fun friends down here. But no more. All cleaned out. We'll see if we run into any more of those fun spots around here. Spawn is looking pretty nice from way up here. I was just AFK for a second on top of this lovely hot air balloon, and I came back next to a giant hole, and like half my health was gone. I think I got blown up. It was raining when I came back, so at first I was thinking I got struck by lightning, and then like half this thing burned down. But there were some blocks floating down there that have since despawned, but I think it was a creeper. I got the carpet in my inventory, but nothing else. So we're gonna have to go get some wool and see if we can repair this balloon. It looks like I know glowstone up here. It looks like there's some more light hidden under here. Yep, but I think if we swing out and maybe look at our spawning blocks, it looks like there were a couple hidden down here that six blocks that on each corner, I guess, for a creeper to spawn on. That would be pretty funny if somebody got dive bombed from a creeper up here. But I think if we tuck in some lighting blocks here, maybe that should do it. So I'll go ahead and patch up this balloon and hopefully avoid any future accidents. Sorry, Zen. And while we're flying around, I guess we can take a look at what we've been working on. We got the sand spilling out from our mesa up here. I like these lines. I think this is going to be the extent of our sand and kind of set the framework for whatever kind of wall face we end up building between the mesa up there. But it does have me kind of rethinking this path. I was kind of thinking to build it up just right to the center front door, but now I think as we're gonna kind of have to eat into this mountain, scoop around, build up, and we get to this plateau, I was gonna kind of come up this little valley here, right down the middle. But then, how do we get up to the next wall? I think I might have to swing the path around wide, come up this hill. We meet like this little plateau for a little bit, maybe build out this hill of sand, and then slope up and continue on to the top tier there. But let's take a look at the other mini projects we had going on. The cave underneath, I like how this is coming out, especially like this back corner that's darker. I think I may need to revisit the light in the rest of this place and see what we can remove to make it all a little bit more moody. But I like the vines and kind of lush feeling that we have going on here. And then finally, the shopping district expansion. Someone, I believe Maney, has kind of tiered us out with a hill here, so we no longer have our cliff face along the edge, which looks very nice. Does kind of make our honey shop be a little bit weird because its back is just exposed now. It's not like set up against a cliff, so I might have to like build another shop just to hide the back of this thing. I don't know what that shop will be yet, but we will figure that out. I did get a cliff to the outside of our island too, all the way around. It's built down to the ocean floor. We can go check it out. It's nothing special, but it looks at least complete for now. And it's all just dirt. Gotta probably go back in, mix up some sand in pieces, maybe some like this. You got some stone sticking out. It's not a high cliff, but you could have some stone underneath, and that will really round it out. The last thing that we had to do, I heard there's an iron shop open, so I had to go check it out. Been waiting forever for somebody to build one. I know like everybody's got an iron farm. So I was just not wanting to build my own and gonna go see what our prices look like. Selling some straight up hoppers and iron. 1 diamond a stack. Okay. Oh, I need an ender chest. Ooh, a wool block. Maybe I can steal that guy to help repair the balloon. Yeah, no ender chest. Okay, can't buy anything. Oh, I have an ender chest. There we go. Let's put one in the shop. Where should it go? Can't even. We're gonna have to like double it. 2 chests. Make it centered. Has to be symmetrical. Can we fit one here? Does that get in the way of the statue? I don't want to mess up the statue. Those things scare me. Let's just put it down. Let's just get some diamonds out. We'll take a few stacks for now. We'll take 2 stacks for now. That should keep us happy for a little bit. We'll wait. I think later on we're gonna see prices get a little bit better, eventually trending towards that like 1 diamond for a stack of blocks price. That's the real selling point right there. All right, let's get back to fixing up our mess up here. I will take care of that, but for now, I'm gonna sign off, and that's gonna be it for me today. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.